Shalom, shalom, Israel. This morning, I'm going to do a lesson touching on simply the words New Testament. Okay, we're going to touch on the words New Testament. This is going to be a short lesson. We're just going to cover a few things explaining these two words the way it can give you an explanation of exactly what this really is. The name itself pretty much lets you know or tells you all that you need to know pertaining to this book. Okay, let's cover the word new and some of the definitions pertaining to the word new. All right, new. One of those definitions would be it's not old. Okay, it's recently born. It's built or created, not used by anyone previously. It's recent. Okay. Some other means and ways of defining the word new: haven't recently come into existence, haven't been seen, used, or known for a short time, being other than the former. Simply means it's other than old. It is not old. Okay. So the word new simply means different. It's another word for different. Okay. So if something is new, it's different. And these are just some of the words that lets you know, okay, there's a change. If it's new, something has changed. It is not of old. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense to you. All right. Now, as we deal with that, we'll go into the word testament. Okay. What is testament? It is proof or evidence that something exists or is true. Okay. So a testament is proof, okay, or evidence that something actually exists or is actually true. Some words used for this would be to attest, to confirm, to corroborate, okay. Through that you actually provide some form of documentation, evidence, substantiation, proof, testimonial, testimony, validation, voucher, okay, or witness. All right, now let's touch on witness real quick because the Most High did say that Israel is his witness. Okay, now let's keep in mind of a few things. Just kind of almost use it as like a crime scene for you to kind of make sense of it all. Number one, the victim here was the Most High. Why? We broke his laws. Okay? So keep that in mind. Two, the offender is Israel. Okay? We broke the laws. All right? So we are the offender and we are the witness. Okay? Simultaneously. All right? The Most High, he is the victim and the enforcer of our punishment simultaneously. Okay? So we broke his laws, which made him the victim. All right? And he therefore rendered punishment and to ensure that the punishment was carried out. Okay? So on the other hand, the house of Israel, we were the offenders. Okay? All right? And we're also the witnesses to what those punishments would be. And that's how we're able to identify clearly who we are. Now let's understand a few things. Number one, the Most High's laws have never changed. Okay? The Most High's people have never changed. Israel is a bloodline of people. You can convert and be an Israelite. Okay? An Israelite is by bloodline. Okay? So the Most High, he has not changed. Okay? His laws have not changed. His people, who are a bloodline of people, have not changed. The crime scene has not changed. Okay, what is the crime scene and what is the crime? The crime being that Israel has transgressed the laws of the Most High. That is the crime. Another word for crime would be sin. Okay, the punishment is all that's listed in Deuteronomy 28. Okay, the 28th chapter, 15 through 68. So now, We are still witnessing these things generation after generation. Why? Because the law is still in existence. The Most High is still in existence. The punishments are still in existence for the simple fact that our behavior have not changed. We are still in sin. We are still in idolatry. So provided as long as we continue in this behavior, we're going to bear witness to what these punishments will be. And that is one way for us to identify ourselves as the house of Israel, which clearly lets us know that nothing has changed. All right, now let's deal with testament. If you're in a court of law, okay, and you are brought forth to testify in a case, all right, now your testimony is you saying clearly what you bore witness to. All right, so you may say, yes, I saw this individual do this, or let's say I saw this man stab this man. All right, now when you give your testimony has to be exactly what you saw. Okay, what you cannot do, an example would be if you witnessed a murder back in 2000, okay, and you gave a testimony back in 2000, you can't give a different testimony in 2005. Okay, your testimony cannot change. A change in your testimony or giving a new testimony in a court of law, that's perjury. In street terms, it's a lie. Okay, so there's no such thing, and I repeat, no such thing as a New Testament. You can't give a New Testament. It's impossible. Okay, your testament is exactly what it is, and it can't be new, because if it's new, it's different. And if it's new, it has been changed. There's no such thing. So the name itself lets you know this is a lie. Now, let's clarify this. We're being confused, or where the trick has been brought upon us is understanding the Most High never said anything about a New Testament. Never. Okay, you can't find it. Okay, he spoke, however, of a new covenant that was made only with the house of Israel. And this has to be clarified. Let's go ahead and read that clearly. Before we get to that, do understand that the Most High, he doesn't do anything without revealing it to his prophets first. That's one of the protocols of the Most High, if you have looked at that video. Okay, so we're going to cover a few things here so you can get a clear understanding that this is indeed false. Flip your books to Amos. Let's go to Amos 3. Amos chapter 3, verse 7. And it reads, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. In other words, like I've said before in previous videos, nothing is off the cuff. Okay? It is clearly revealed to the prophets, okay, and the prophets give it to the people. All right? And at no time did the Most High say to any of his prophets that he was going to have some kind of a New Testament. All the prophets of Israel and all the houses of Israel already had bore testament to these punishments already. So there's no new testimony. Okay, our testimony today is not new. The same struggles we face now in 2014, we faced them in 2000. We faced them in the 70s. We faced them in the 60s, in the 50s, the 30s. Nothing have changed. We have no new testimony. Our testimony has always been strife, grief, punishments, affliction, unfairness. The testimony of today in the house of Israel is no different than it was 500 years ago. It is the same thing. There is no new testimony for us to give. It's one of strife and affliction. It's really that simple. Okay, so we have no new testimony. There's no New Testament. It's nonsense. Okay, so once again, the Most High is saying clearly, okay, he doesn't do anything unless he reveals it to his prophets first. At no time have he ever relieved or ever revealed to any prophet anything about a New Testament. Just put the word new and testament together and it makes absolutely no sense. Okay, lets you know clearly it's a lie. A New Testament is perjury. A New Testament is a lie. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's go to the New Covenant so you clearly understand New Covenant, not New Testament. New covenant. Okay, let's flip your books to Jeremiah 31:31, so you can clearly understand what the new covenant is and not the New Testament. Because this is one of the tricks where we have been confused. Okay, now let's go to Jeremiah 31:31. Okay, I'm trying to find it. All right, I'm there. All right, Jeremiah 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant, okay, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, so he never said he's going to make a new covenant with the whole world. He's not making one with the Chinese, okay, or anyone else. It's with the house of Israel. Notice the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Okay, those are both Israel. All right, the house of Israel speaks of the northern kingdom. The house of Judah speaks of the southern kingdom, but it's all Israel. Okay, this is after Israel was split into northern and southern kingdoms, into two nations, into two separate nations. Okay, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So the new covenant is made with the house of Israel, those 12 tribes of Israel, the descendants of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Okay, so the new covenant simply means, instead of us using this book, okay, to teach anyone, we will know this stuff by heart. It will be in our inward parts. It'll be in our hearts and our minds, and we don't need a book to recite the law. We will know it by heart. So that is the new covenant, and that's where you see the word new. But once again, he kept to his word. He stated clearly that he reveals this information to his prophets first. So we're hearing this through Jeremiah. Okay? So he gives his secrets to his prophets. It's not off the cuff. All right? So he says he's going to make this covenant new. We can read it here clearly. Now, you can't find anywhere where he says he's going to make a testament new. You can't have a New Testament. Your testament is exactly what it is. You change it, it's a lie. If it's new, it's definitely a lie, because new denotes change. Simple as that. Okay? So as far as understanding this, okay, understand that the name itself gives it away to exactly what it is. But keep in mind that a truth is best told to deceive the people, okay, or a lie is best told to deceive the people when there's some bits and truth in it. Some of this New Testament, which there really is no such thing, is pretty much bits and pieces of the what's known as the book of remembrance. Okay, why is it a book of remembrance? Okay, because our heritage and our knowledge was removed. We don't know what our names are. We have no idea who we are. Okay, so if you're going to bring someone to remembrance, obviously they forgot something. All right, so since our knowledge was removed, the book of remembrance was written so we can return back and understand who we are. And that becomes very important, because we are the witnesses. We look around and we see these things happening to us, and we read this book, and then we figure out, okay, I'm the witness of this. I can see this happening to my people. This must be us. This is the house of Israel. And so we kind of determine, and we can, through proof, okay, we can give our testimony that yes, we are the people of this book. Okay? Because we have evidence to show this. All right? And other people do not. Okay. Let's look at a few things. Once again, Jeremiah, let's go to Jeremiah 46:10. We've already gone over this in previous videos, but I want you to keep in mind a few things. Actually, Isaiah, excuse me. Let's go to Isaiah 46, verse 10. And it reads, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Now, keep in mind, the Most High declares, okay? He declares, he lets you know what the end is in the beginning. There's absolutely no mystery for you here, okay? Let's go ahead and go one verse above that. Let's go to actually Isaiah 46, verse 9. Remembering the former things of old, for I am God and there is none else. I am God and there is none like me. So there's no comparison, there's no one comparable to him, okay? And he declares the end in the beginning. In other words, he's giving you all this information up front, okay? Now keep in mind, as it relates to this word New and Testament, all right, the house of Israel has been giving a warning, okay? And we have to understand what this warning is. Flip to, let's go to Hosea. Matter of fact, Malachi. Let's go to Malachi 3, verse 6. Okay? And this warning is to the house of Israel. And so you understand that this is indeed a warning. Okay? Malachi 3, okay, verse 6 read, for I am the Lord. I change not. Let me reread that for you. For I am the Lord, I change not. We know the word new means change. It means different. Okay? He does not change. And his laws does not change. And the bloodline of his people does not change. Okay, an Israelite is an Israelite from then to now. You can't change your bloodline. Okay? So he's letting us know clearly here he does not change. So a New Testament has nothing to do with him. Because that's a change. Okay? Now, listen to the warning within this verse. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Okay? So he's saying clearly to the house of Israel, who is the sons of Jacob. Okay? He's saying to the 12 tribes, look, he is the Most High. He does not change. That way you are not destroyed. That's what it pretty much is saying in this verse. Be mindful, be aware that I do not change. So when you see a change anywhere, if you follow it, it will get you killed. Do you understand me? Okay, so therefore that is a warning to the house of Israel. He says clearly, okay, in Malachi 3 verse 6, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, that's your warning, okay? Ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So when you see these changes, this New Testament, this is a total change from the doctrine given by the prophets. Okay, so when you see a change here, you know good and well you are to stay away from it. Okay, because the Most High lets us know clearly he does not change. And he warns us clearly, okay, with him saying he doesn't change, that we know good and well when we see a change, okay, this doesn't pertain to him. Okay, because if you follow that change, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be consumed. It's right here, plain as day, for you to read it. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that real quick. With the word new and the word testament, there is no such thing as a New Testament. Okay, if you had a testament 20 years ago, it better be the same testament you've got today. Okay, if not, it has been changed. Any changed testimony or testament is perjury. Okay, or it's a lie. Simple as that. All right, so that touches on that class, nice and short and sweet. I hope that have helped you. As you research both books, look through the Old Testament, which is the book of remembrance, look through that New Testament, okay, and get an understanding and see where the lies are. There are many of them, okay, and you will be able to discern exactly what is what. All right. With that, that concludes that class. 20 minutes, 19 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that. Shalom, Israel.